What's my number one tip for managing PMDD? That would be to talk about it. Find a provider, whether that's a therapist, a psychologist, a specialist, your friend, your mom, the peer support team at IA PMD. There are lots of options, but bottling it up and second guessing or feeling like you're going crazy or just letting yourself be so sad and upset for half the month is not okay. Really, anytime I would reach out to my mom or to the peer support team or my sister or a couple of friends that I know that have the diagnosis, it didn't hurt so bad. There's definitely a sense of community and camaraderie that can come from it, and strength that comes in numbers, and it doesn't take the pain away, but it definitely feels like at least it's sharing the burden. And especially if you're able to go in and talk to a healthcare provider and be able to find other sorts of ways to manage it, whether that's antidepressants or medical menopause, birth control works for some people, didn't work for me, but there are options out there. Being able to go through and talk to people about it and why it's affecting you and how it's affecting you is a really good step in figuring out how to manage it long term. What is something hopeful you would tell someone who is suffering with PMDD and feeling alone? You are a warrior. He is a beast of a demon, and it takes a lot of strength and courage and bravery to get back in the ring every month and to keep fighting this. And that in and of itself is something to be proud of. Also, I think it's super hopeful that people are becoming more aware of this disorder. It's not anywhere near as stigmatized as it used to be, at least based on conversations I've had with my mom. And they are coming out with more treatments for it. They already have some, and they can get kind of extreme kind of quickly, but it's not a cross to have to bear alone, and it's not something to, there's no need to have to try to manage this without help, because help is there, and it's clinically based in research, and, there are other options out there than just trying to live with it and manage it. It's clinically based in research, and, there are other options out there than just trying to live with it and manage it. I tried that for a few years and thought I was doing okay, and once I finally sought out the help that was available, I'm so much happier, and I really hope and wish that for all of you as well, because there are lots of options out there, and it just takes the ability to, you can find them. I'll help you find them. I wish you all the best in your journey. This is not an easy road to travel. I hope that you guys are able to find and seek the help and happiness and joy that you all deserve, because everyone deserves it. I think that's all for now. But again, my name is Alyssa, and that's my PMDD story.
My number one tip. This is one thing that I've only recently come to terms with. My number one tip is being honest with yourself when you're struggling, being honest with your family when you're struggling, and being honest on social media, reaching out to other people, because that's one thing that's really helped me, is other people speaking about their struggles. It's helped me let go of a lot of the shame, anger towards myself, for having this disorder, which is, I didn't choose it, it's of no fault of my own, there's nothing I can do about it other than the treatments that I make sure that I keep on top of. So yeah, honesty and awareness, being aware within yourself what's going on, raising awareness within your family and your community, and in the wider community as well on social media. I'm doing the PMDD challenge for PMDD Awareness Month this April. Really pushing myself to be really open and try not to be as self-conscious as I actually really am. Just something that I've had to get over myself, and I feel like the more I'm doing it, the more I'm pushing myself to do these things, the better I'm feeling about it. And the response has been really great as well. People who I knew from college and school and stuff like that have reached out and have been so nice about it, and even people that I used to work with that I no longer work with have been so kind and so supportive, and I just find that like really touching. And then the PMDD community as well, Jesenia, yourself, you're just wonderful, you're like a little ray of sunshine. And then Moody Girl as well, Emily, she's been so supportive. I can't thank these two people enough. I really feel like I've turned a corner in my life because I've kind of got this extra support now, and I'm being open and honest with myself and the people around me. It's awesome. My hopeful and positive thoughts is that with all the awareness that we're doing, we can get some kind of curriculum going in schools and reaching out to younger people who we can educate that this thing exists, it's not your fault, and you know, there's support out there. Because I knew nothing about this pretty much until I was diagnosed. And I was only diagnosed because my mum found an article that Emily had written and sent it to me and said, this sounds exactly like you. At a time when I was really struggling, went to the doctors, my GP diagnosed me right there and then and said, this is what you have, these are the things that we can do, let me know what support you feel like you need, and keep coming and talking to me. And that meant so much that my GP supported me. And so I feel like that extra support when you're younger and the awareness that this thing exists, that is my hopeful positive thought, is that one day young girls like me at 9 years old who are really, really sad and struggling won't have to feel so alone anymore. That is my hope for the future, and that's what I am hopefully going to try and work towards.
What helps me most with managing my PMDD is a healthy lifestyle and my spiritual connection. It's everything. Learning how to go with my flow, to meditate, listen to my body, to trust. How I eat, daily yoga, exercise, consistently using therapeutic essential oils, and taking targeted supplements. Being present, feeling my feelings, and spending time in prayer and meditation every day. And protecting my energy by being aware of who I spend time with and how that makes me feel. And making sure I take adequate time for myself are major keys to relief for me. If you're going through PMDD, I would say you're definitely not alone. There are so many women going through this, and it is time to bring awareness to that, and for women to come together in empowerment. My encouragement for anyone experiencing PMDD is to believe that you can and you will heal your life. Allow yourself to process past trauma, feel the painful emotions without judgment, and love yourself unconditionally. Make your intention to be in love with yourself and your life again, every day of the month. Namaste.
What I want you to know is that it can get better. It does get better, but most importantly, you guys, I want you to know that while you may have PMDD, you are not PMDD. That was the first part of my healing process, was knowing that that's not who I am. PMDD does not define me, and knowing that before you begin any journey of healing, you've got to love yourself. You must love yourself. And if you love yourself, you know that PMDD doesn't define who you are as a person.
My recommendation for people, especially those who, like me, choose to go the holistic route, is see an acupuncturist. If the acupuncturist that you're seeing doesn't work for you, try another one. Go find a naturopath. Find somebody who knows a little bit about PMDD, who has at least heard of it. Of course, keep chopping and changing with GPs too if you go and see your GP. I still need to go and see my GP for Pmdd, because when insomnia gets me, that's the only thing that gives me a break sometimes. So I'm not against allopathic stuff whatsoever. It's whatever works for you, but don't settle for one person that, you know, has no idea. See who else is out there. The other thing that really helps my PMDD is exercise, and also doing what I need to do for myself spiritually, i.e. just trying to follow my passions a bit more, which is something that I'm only getting around to very recently, because this past year has been really, really tough between chronic insomnia, having an awful immune system, and PMDD creating all that stress, making my immune system so awful. But you know, you do come out of the darkest days, and the positive with PMDD is you really do realise quite a few things. You realise who your real friends are. You realise that perhaps your relationship, like my relationship with my partner of 10 years, is really incredible. To be able to go through what we've gone through, for him to still stand by me and see who I am really as a human beyond this suffering is amazing. It's really amazing. But yeah, I've lost long-term friendships, but hey, if people can't care for you in your darkest hour, then they're not true friends. It doesn't matter. Be a friend to yourself and just do what you need to do. Focus on you. Also, Game Changer, the Pmdd Facebook group, they are amazing. They're so knowledgeable, they're super supportive, and I just would not be here without them and without the peer support when I've really suffered hard. There is no need to be completely alone with this. That group are utterly incredible. So you can live a life with this condition. It's, you know, steep learning curves, but keep learning, keep changing things, try new things. If I can do it and get through all this, I'm sure you can too. Reach out. Love you.
My number one tip, and there's many tips, but my number one tip that helps me with PMDD is therapy. When you don't heal your wounds and your patterns, you're gonna get the same results. And I've been going to therapy since I'm 20 years old, so about 8 years on and off. And I have come such a long way, and I know that's part of the reason why I don't get the severe intense symptoms of PMDD anymore. I'm probably not even considered someone that has PMDD anymore on the diagnosis list, whatever you call it. But that would be my number one tip. You need to heal from the root cause. If you don't heal from the root cause, you're always going to have the same results. And on top of that, other things that I implement in my life help as well. A positive takeaway from this, and that I want you to know, is that you're not alone. And it is possible to heal from this. It takes effort, it takes work, hard work, and it takes time. Have patience with yourself. Another positive aspect is that I've created an Instagram called PMDD Warriors. Definitely go follow me on that. And I've created a community, and it's not a big community, but I'm helping people, and people are helping me, and it's exactly the support I was looking for. So there are people out there that understand. I will leave a couple of links so that you can follow, but that is my positive note that I will leave you with, is to still have hope, have faith. Know there are women out there that are here to support you.